Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay. We're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're off from Baltimore. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw right away. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game. That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again is Lamar. He's got Andrews. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's the first look for the rookie out of USC. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Lamar now from the gun. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hurt. Hey, check that. Street.
Right up the gut. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Putting a receiver in motion. Here's 2nd and 7. His first throw is an interception. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. Well, that certainly wasn't the end result he was after there, Brock. A big play to start the scoring, but we can definitely say this was not his intention, letting that pass go.
No, a lot of game left, though, and that's a positive. And you know what? He's going to have a chance to totally redeem himself after that one.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now we're on the counter. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate. Right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with the tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
Gets everything he has under this throw. They connect on the deep shot. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You've got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Mason does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
On 2nd and a few. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners. There'll be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. Yeah. That's well done.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Hey, Ozzy, sit up. Get on.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. Juke the defender. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
1st down, here's Lamar. Rolling left, buying some time. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Andrews with the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. They're set up at the 35 now.
Go ahead.
On first and 10, it's Henry. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Play action now with Jackson. Bails out of the pocket quick. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Oh, man, I'm having to hold my partner back after this one. Captain Fundamental not happy that he didn't take the time to stop and get set before delivering that football. Gotta think that in part led to the turnover.
Yeah, Captain Fundamental because I couldn't run. Kind of like Tom Brady, right? But he's the essence of it. He's the GOAT. Why? Because he sets his feet. He's so fundamentally sound. The chance of interception so much higher when your fundamentals are no good.
It's okay, partner. It's gonna be okay. Throwing now on first down. The screen pass falls incomplete. The tip definitely broke up that throw. And now they face 2nd down.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's a give up the middle. Room to work at the 35. Inside the 45. Still running. He's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll take it out to the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, Henry. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Looky here, you don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it, save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Report!
On first down, Jackson. It's his running back. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
He's got Smith. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Buys time, rolling right. Pass complete to Walker. And he is hit hard shortly after that catch. Great job hanging on to that, but only a small gain on that play.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Lamar throwing again. Oh, what a hit! Jars the ball loose. Steelers have it, headed the other way.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on second down. You're trying to create a manageable third down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
On first down, they'll run. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Here we go.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 2nd and 8. He puts some power on a deep one left. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
19 tight. 19 tight.
They'll run here on first down. He's contained at the line for no gain. Adisa Isaac stops him there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Let's go. Left day 19. Check go.
Throwing from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Wheelan brought on to punt this away. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. So no return on that punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Ready to run. Run.
Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. Complete Derrick Henry. And he's going to step out a yard or 2 short of the 30. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
He was about to get smacked just as he got rid of it. Sometimes, Kate, the crowd lets you know you're about to get hit. But that's a savvy quarterback play right there. Take that check down. And nothing better than that defender picking you up off the ground after he knocks you down with that play, that check down, taking some big yards.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Ready to run.
From the gun, Jackson. He's on the move. Got for big yards on the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down.
Run. Ready. Ready to run. Run.
Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They give to Henry on the inside handoff. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
180.
Now it's Lamar. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. It's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep it moving forward.
Now Jackson on 3rd down. The throw is caught. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens trailing on the scoreboard. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Go. Set up.
Throwing now from the gun. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal.
Shot. Middle.
Back now, pressure on its way. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions, from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. And again, it's Jackson. He's got it. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
180. Set up.
Jackson's going to go on 4th. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
You know, these 4th down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. He'll throw it from his own end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So 2nd down coming up. Throwing again from their own end zone now. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Backed up on their own goal line, Brock. A little bit surprising to see them decide to throw for it there.
Yeah, a bunch of trust thrown their way by this staff to call a pass play in that situation. You know, and you hear Kobe
trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Gotta forget about first down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Trying again, following the sack. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Zay Flowers. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens parlay the interception into points. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens tie things up at 14. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. On the move, headed right. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just throws this one away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They'll try and throw it here. Taking a deep shot here. That's complete inside the 35. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Well, that's sure one way to take the lid off a defense. Great work to find the biggest hole in the coverage, and more importantly, go exploit it.
He'll throw it yet again. Finds his target, Mason. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible 2nd half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And the first down pass set away by a defender, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. You gotta read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And you gotta react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play. after a huge sack.
Third and long for him here. He's on the move. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. 3rd and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find... hit it to pick up the first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Back-to-back carries here. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Kickoff taken at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Mason there to haul it in. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner. It's really important.
They connect on the deep shot. And he's brought down, but not sure which end of the play is going to infuriate them more, giving up the huge completion or roughing the passer, which moves it even further forward. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. Easy way to do it, catches just like that. Going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
From the 16. Short pass brought in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. Pat Fryermuth, the touchdown. Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers tie this game at 21. Now Boswell on to send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Cut!
Another run for Henry. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he can do like we just saw.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
180. Yo.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Changing it up here. Jackson. Completed over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Trying down the middle with Henry. He cuts it right. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And this? Well, this is what the modern safety is all about in today's game. More and more, we see guys with an interception and a sack in the same game who can line up seemingly in 10 different positions on the field. Almost a positionless defender, yet their impact can be so great.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's into the red zone on that run, down to the 18. 4 yards there, but still a lot of digging left to do. It's 3rd and really long.
180. Report. Shut up.
From the gun, a run for Henry. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's all knotted up at 21. Plenty of scoring here as we begin the final quarter. Justin Tucker out for the field goal. A lot of pressure hovering over this kick. High percentage look for him here from the left hash.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running back, motioning right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it'll be 2nd down. They're going play action. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. There it is. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers take a fourth-quarter lead. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one splits the uprights. And the Steelers take a 4-point lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. This will end up as a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Henry gets it here to start the drive. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Gets this one to Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
13.
It's Henry on the carry. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
He was looking for Mark Andrews. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
One ready.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Ready.
From the gun, Jackson. Puts a little too much into this one. That's too high. Brings up 4th down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
That's cut beyond the marker. And he will get the first as they touch him down. Here's a give from Henry. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Hey, Alpha.
On 2nd down, here's Henry again. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Alpha, sit on. 180. Alpha.
Running once more with Henry. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They send a tight end in motion. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Intercepted in the end zone. DJ Turner comes up with it. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. Yeah. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
Here's the one back on the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Now a give running right. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So a timeout comes in. Looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Another carry for him. And he's brought down for a loss. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the second one used by the defense in this half.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
He's back to throw. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Go! Looking to throw. He connects downfield on 4. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Steelers holding a 4-point lead. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed out the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. He's down to a knee, and the Steelers getting ready to celebrate this victory.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Final kneel down here, and that should put a bow on this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And they take the first skirmish with their division rivals, with a chance at a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building.